Fungicide is supposed to be like one of the best fungicides on the market. Holcus leaf spot, which that is what we call gray leaf spot. Look at this corn though. We've got some freaking power. Well, good morning, folks. Today we are out checking fields. We're up at Robinson right now. I'm trying to see how far along this corn is so then I can get a good plan as to when I need to come up and spray it, and then the same thing with the beans. So Ross is back now. Oh my god, that is wet. Get out of here. Nope, nope, nope. They said they had 3 inches up here the other day. I didn't really believe that. Okay, so anyways, that kind of takes that out of the question, but we're just kind of looking basically at the tassels, seeing how far along the tassels look. That is wet. I'm gonna go down to the other end here where I know it's kind of dry, and then I should be able to get, oh, the work truck's even clean. Why? Yeah, me and Patty, we cleaned out the work truck yesterday. See, she's looking rather spiffy. Even the outside, we had to clean it up a little bit, but we couldn't remove Xavier's art off the back. So we're trying to I'm going to stage out these beans. May I remind you that not everybody stages beans the same way. You can look, it's really hard to tell if a bean's at R2 or R3 or R4. So we're going to look and see, and I'm going to give it my best estimated guess, and then I'll take a plant back home, and I will also have my agronomist take a look at it. And then that way we can get a good accurate time as to whether or not I'm right and when I need to be back. But in all reality, these beans, all of our beans were planted in about a month. So that means in all reality, we got about a month to get it all sprayed with fungicide in a timely manner. Take a good one here. These ones are not quite at, sit there at about R3, or no, they're probably about R2 because they don't have a bottom leaf or a bottom pod that's developed yet. I really ain't even seeing a pod, so that's good. That means that I am still ahead. But I haven't looked at Emerson yet either, so that's next on the list too. And then the corn up here should be rather okay. I'm gonna look at, oh no, did I cut myself or is that off that bean? Look at this corn though. We've got some freaking power horse hybrids this year, I swear. 1 ear, 2 ear. I've seen some where it was 3 ears developing on it. These ones actually might do pretty well here. There's no diseases here. Granted, I'm not that far off the side of the road. A little bit of stuff in the bottom leaves. Not bad though. Wow. Look at that. The pollen's even making it down there to it. We might have some racehorse hybrids this year. Let's just hope that second ear doesn't abort. Oh, work truck. So, good morning once again, guys. We think we might have found out what that disease is that's up there in the beans at Robinson, so I'm going up to look at that right now. We think that it could be something called red crown rot, and that's not good. So we're going to go up there, we're going to cut open a couple stems, we're going to look real close, walk out in that field a lot, just so that way I can get a good idea as to what I'm looking at. But on another hand, can you guys tell anything different about the work truck? We might or might not have tinted the windows a little bit too dark. mean, it's not sunny by any means right now, but it's decently sunny. So me and Augie last night, we tinted the work truck. We got 5% on the front windows, and it doesn't look like it through the camera at all. Got 5% on the back windows on top of 15, because that's what comes on these trucks stock. Yeah, as you can see, there's a huge difference in 5 on top of 15 and just 5. So I don't know. If you guys know anything about me, I like to kind of, whenever I'm in my truck, I don't want people looking in here. I don't want people looking in my trucks whenever they're sitting in a parking lot anywhere, especially with me going to VU and me maybe having something in there that I don't want stolen or something like that. I like to have my trucks tinted for that reason. And like, if you see my other truck, the back windows on my other truck are so dark that you can't see in them at all. And that's what I like. I like it like that, and it just works out a lot better. And for one, not only is it more comfortable for me, but two, it is just, I feel like it's a lot safer. And plus, then that way, if I'm sitting here and I'm doing something I shouldn't be, like holding a GoPro, for example, a cop ain't gonna pull me over for it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it is what it is, but I like having my windows tinted. So anyways, we're gonna go up here and look at this. I did try and spray yesterday. It didn't work out very well. Ross is gonna try and spray it again today. He did yesterday, and corn you can spray whenever it's wetter, mainly because of the fact of the matter that you do not have to worry too much about you don't have to worry too much about falling in or digging too deep of ruts. With beans, I got cut through them, so I don't really want to do that. So yeah, I quit yesterday after I done like 80 acres, and that 80 acres took me like 2 hours. So anyways, we're gonna stop at Flat Rock too and get me a drink, because I need me a Pepsi or something. I need something to drink. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna keep going. So we're currently up here at Emerson. We're gonna look at some of these beans and the corn. Beans look really good so far from what I can see. I haven't walked out in them a whole lot. We do got a little bit of bug damage here, which we'll take care of that when we come up and spray. The corn, I'm scared to look at because it says xyway on it. Let's just hope it looks better than what we found down south of Vincennes. And yeah, so I've been waiting on this, and let's just hope that it all works out great. But anyways, remember to wear your eye protection when you're walking into cornfields, so you don't slit your eye open. We had a guy do that last year. So we're gonna walk out here about 24 to 30 rows, and then we're gonna look. And if it looks good, we'll keep walking. If it looks bad, I'm gonna walk back out here to the truck, and I'm gonna hop in the truck and call my dealer and go home and tell him to come look at it. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But I will say, from what I can see so far, it looks good. We do have 2 ears growing. It does actually, so this one is almost, the cob itself is developed, but not the kernels. The kernels aren't starting to fill yet. We aren't at kernel fill. This one is starting to develop. We'll pull it off. And as you can see, there is pollen down there. So this can mean one of two things. Either one, we aren't going to have a great test weight, or B, we can have a really good test weight and have all the nutrients here that we need. But one thing that I do want to do is I want to put a little bit of nitrogen on through some of these pivots, help us get a little bit more grain fill. A little bit of phosphate, maybe a little bit of yeah, maybe a couple nutrients to help fill up these pods would really help out. But anyways, the main reason that we're here, we're looking at the xyway. So far, you look at your bottom leaf here, there is very few spots of gray leaf spot. Most of it is, I can't even think of it. It starts with a P, but there's one there, 3. These bottom leaves are just decimated. I mean, most of the time they're going to be, mainly because of the fact of the matter that this leaf down here, remember I pulled it off about right up in here. That leaf there is basically not being used now, so therefore there is no nutrients going to it. The only ones that are really being used is the ones up in this upper canopy up here, all the way down to your ear leaf, which is right here. So you have an ear leaf here, and then you have an ear leaf over here on these. Now, if you look on our ear leaf, there is a couple spots on the ear leaf here. You know, for being told that there's one there. As you can see the light spot looking through it. That one is a cured one. That's a cured piece of gray leaf spot, so that's good. That's what I want to see. Ugh. But other than that, I really am not seeing a whole too terribly lot on this upper ear leaf. That one lower ear leaf, the later one, that's a little bit concerning. But we're gonna walk out here. I'm gonna call my dealer again and see what he has to say. Oh, I hate pollen. Woo. Can make a lot of difference in a cornfield to have pollen out here, but man, is it ever so. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit of what the window tint looks like. So I'm gonna grab my booklet. I got a booklet that shows all the diseases that was known back in like 2018-ish. They might even have an earlier one. And I want to find out exactly what the name of that is. I know what it is, but I gotta find the name of it and see if xyway is supposed to protect against it or not. So the sun came out and I was getting eaten alive, so I came back in the truck. So here we got Holcus leaf spot, which that is what we call gray leaf spot. Holcus leaf spot is just something you gotta use for, or you gotta spray a fungicide for. It survives in corn residue and weed and grass species. Bacteria splash to corn plants during wet, warm weather. The disease is observed more often early in the growing season. Management: the disease usually does not cause economic damage as it does not warrant management. But this was a 2020 book too, and then they just recently found out that it does cause issues. So, and then we also got northern corn leaf blight here, but I haven't seen any of it. That might be what that is too. Ah, here's a good one. Oh, don't lose my spot. Southern rust. It's one of the main reasons that we spray fungicide is southern rust, and for the plant health aspects of it too. Tar spot. So yeah, that might actually be northern corn leaf blight that's on that leaf, which it'd just be the small spots of it. It's not the big spots. Gray leaf spot is a circular. Northern corn leaf blight normally looks like a cigar, and it can be anywhere from the size of a penny to the size of the whole entire leaf. So yeah, and you want to scout for that from June to September. Management: select hybrids with disease resistance. Tillage helps break up residue that harbors the pathogen. In reduced or no-till systems, it may be necessary to rotate away from corn 1 or 2 years to minimize disease impact. Fungicides are available if needed. So I don't know, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but in all reality, I bought this to get away from gray leaf spot, tar spot, and northern corn leaf blight, which I have never seen tar spot in any of our fields. But that doesn't mean that it's not coming. I mean, this would be the first place that I would see it, and I haven't seen it up here yet, and I've looked at a lot of these fields, which granted, this corn is not far enough along for that yet. So I'm just trying to share my knowledge with you guys, not trying to bother you too much about it, but I'm just trying to share some knowledge with you. I mean, you can get these books from the Purdue Extension if you guys think you need them, which this is an Indiana and Illinois book, or an Indiana book, but yeah, I got like 15 of these. I get one every year, or I used to. I haven't gotten a 2021 yet, so I'll have to bug AgriGold and get me one. So I ain't never used this before, but we're gonna find out how it works. So I got my cousin's backpack sprayer, and we're basically just gonna, it's like this is an entrance to a field sort of thing, and we're gonna try and kill off all this grass here, because you can see we got a bunch of Johnson grass. You know anything about Johnson grass? I hate Johnson grass. So for legal reasons, this is water, and yeah, other than that, don't worry about it. I probably want to turn that back to the mist. Yeah, there we go. So then I gotta pump it up too, so I can't do both at the same time, but yeah, this is what we're doing for the current time being. Gonna try and kill off all this grass here, so then that way it stops spreading out into the field and it's less of a pain on me. So on today's episode, we are going down to Bloods. I gotta pull some records off of Ross's book, because we might or might not have dinged one of our neighbors across the highway. So I don't think we did. I think it was somebody else, but we're gonna find that out here once I get over there to see the Heggie, or once I get down to the Heggie, and then I get his booklet out. That should be a pretty good telltale sign as far as the wind direction and things like that, date. Because in all reality, we sprayed that 3 weeks ago, and we should have seen that damage. If it was from us, we should have seen it a lot earlier than that. So I think it was somebody else, and somebody else tried to pin it on us, but we'll find out. So that's what we're gonna go do. And then if it wasn't us, then we gotta find a way to prove it. And then we gotta figure out a way to get a tissue sample without them trying to beat us up over it. So yeah, anyways, that's what we're gonna go do. Oh, booklet. I thought they were all set it in. Oh, there it is. My mirror, or my thingy's fogging up. Okay, so where'd you put it at, Ross? I know you're sneaky with stuff. So what in the world? We're gonna look at this here, and we have a double crop bean 626 south at 8 mile an hour. Okay, south at 8 mile an hour. All right, so I'll look at that, and then based on that, we did not ding that field. So good news. Better put his stuff back for him. And then we will go back here. So in other words, now I gotta make a bunch of phone calls and basically figure out where that came from, because that did not come from us. So this boom's like just so sturdy. I like it. I mean, look at how dark that is, though. I mean, that's dark. That's dark. So we're now down looking at our high yield bean plot. Hoping it's going great. Don't know. While I'm down here, we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna walk out here, probably another 200 feet or so. Then I'm gonna lay down the bean row. I'll show you why. I know that everybody's gonna think I'm on drugs, but what's the best way to look at a bean plant when you're right down with it? So we got our warrant damage, normal. A lot of pods filled. Not filled, but they're there. Now we just gotta make sure that they aren't gonna abort. So the last fungicide that I sprayed on this was Lucinto. And apparently the Lucinto fungicide is supposed to be like one of the best fungicides on the market. And I said, okay. So I got 200 acres worth of it. And I sprayed 100 acres of it here. But, I mean, as you can see, these plants, they look way too good. So I am rather impressed. There is no disease present. There's no bugs out here, which is good. That's what I was going for. Really do wish we had some more pods on there though. I wish that it was stacked full. I mean, we ain't done growing yet. We're at R4. We might be at R5 now. But as you can see, there's one there that's not got one. There's one there that's starting to fill. So, and then hopefully these ones up here, these guys up here will fill too. And then we'll have some nice big old beans, and we'll have a lot of them. That's what I'm going for. I want a lot of them. Pull out the roots. And then, oh. Smells funny. So we're gonna go back to the truck now. We're gonna look at this and see what we can find. Do 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 do.